Hello, today is the 22nd of December 2020, and I'm going to be reading on the return of the Black Hills to the Lakotah people as has meant to be done for, I don't know, hundreds, over how many years now? I have to go back and look at the dates, but anyway, it was supposed to be returned to them, but when gold was found, of course, greedy government and white settlers that wanted to cash in, despite the fact that the Black Hills are holy and sacred, and that they had already been pushing the Lakotah people around in their own land about where they could live, and then once they find gold there, then they tell them no, you know, and they're supposed to legally on paper, for the American government, have ownership, but the government won't turn it over to them. This is like, there's ongoing lawsuit, and check back to 2012. So I think that despite everyone's interest in Trump, and I know this video probably won't get as many likes, unfortunately, but I hope it will take those who are open-minded enough to wanting more than the Trump stories to heart, because this stuff really matters, and we need to support these people. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice now. Hold on a tick. So, I hope that you will consider watching this video from start to finish and supporting also Indigenous rights. So I'm going to look at, and I ask Spirit of the Tarot, Spirit, my ancestors, and I reach out to those of the Lakotah people and the First Nation people, the indigenous people of this land, and to the Creator, and I ask to please help me read accurately and clearly. And I want to know, will the American government finally, soon, turn over this land back to its rightful inheritors that who had it, that we stole it from? It's disgusting. And I want to see that before I die, that land go back to them. So I want to know, will the Black Hills be returned properly, completely back to the Lakotah and indigenous folks? That's being redundant, but redundant. Great. Brain full of rocks today, hoping I get a reading that makes sense. Alright. So I just want to know, will the Black Hills be returned to the indigenous people who have been waiting a ridiculously long time with broken treaties? Alright, I think I'm shredding the deck, literally, folks. There, okay, there's a little ashtray. Keep there. We have the Ace of Cups. Well, that looks promising, but this also feels like that holy energy that's emanating, potentially. We'll know more once I get more cards out. This is that back and forth that's gone on. The Two of Pentacles. It's oscillating. and it's about balance. But to me, this is the ongoing thing where they haven't given this back. Abandon? Abandonment. This usually means, okay, maybe this would be the U.S. government abandoning their use of that land. Quite possibly. Let's see. Because I know that there's no way the Lakotah people would give up that pursuit. Nope. And balance, look, that looks really promising to me. Yeah, I think they will get it back. I think that activity will happen because we get temperance. And this is a situation that needs, as temperance suggests, proper balance. It's been out of balance right there. It's sacred energy is there, and it's honestly, the universe does see it as meant for them to take care of. So we ought to just let them do that. And it looks like it's going to, I believe, happen. I believe that this will be the, somehow, some way, whatever government hold, or however way you want to look at that, that is holding this, it lets go. It lets go. And this is restoration of balance. Proper balance achieved. Prince of Cups. Two of Wands. Yes. This to me feels like the negotiating back and forth with decisions. The Two of Wands typically is just like decisions. And this is the value of that land, both, I think, not only for just materialistically gold and valuable resource, but the land itself is more than just resource. It's being. It has a being. It is alive, living creature, and its maintenance and care needs to go back. And I do see it going back, but there has been so much worry. And the real reason that there's a struggle for them to get it back is because people are greedy. They want that. And they're also, there's other things that they worry that it mean that if they have to do that, but they need to do it. And I see here that they will, despite worrying about it. I get strong cards that indicate that it will be returned. Queen of Wands. This is, to me, the cruelty by which the U.S. government came to be, and the seizing of their land and taking. This is the bully card, taking and taking and taking. Queen of Discs. To me, this is the land. This is the Black Hills. Even looks like, very fertile land, beautiful. Got the bunny rabbit for the fertility. And it is earthly sacred point for definitely, for sure. They're not just saying that because they want their land back, which is reason enough, like they would have to. The High Priestess shows a hidden power. Yes, yes. This is the sacredness of the Black Hills. Poor thing, she's just being, she needs to go back to those, her stewards, her people. They need to be the ones taking care of her. I really see that. I think it should be evident. I do see at the end of the day it will be done. But I do also feel here it's like, this is the problem. Getting them to get their mitts off, to let go of her, of their greed investment, and the businesses, and the wealth investment. But they have to do it. Because she is a sacred being. And you can sit there and go, that's woo-woo as hell. And I'm going to go, I don't care. It's the truth. I can see it in my cards. I believe this is a woman here who will take up fighting against, and probably who has already been involved or part of the movement to get that land returned back to their people. I just need to look up and maybe put into context who she is. This may also be, as I said, something coming up. I do believe this matter will come up because I am shown it on a future horizon position in my reading. And it does need to be returned. Here is the distinction, the clarity, the formality. This is, again, more than one. These are people working together to do this. Group effort. So much stress. So long. 10 of Wands. With regard to this task. And I get the 5 of Discs. The money. This deals with also, I think, it's dealing with, like, I feel like because these two things need to be, the land and the people need to be reunited for health, okay? The stress creates here less than optimum well-being. This stress. So many people have suffered because just what they've been put through by the colonization. So they have been waiting. There's just so it's really, yes, it addresses this. And here's the separation. This is that painful, and almost as if an illness. It creates illness because it's not, again, there's a sense that it needs to be back with the people. That separation must be restored for healing. Going in a more positive direction with the 6 of Swords. That's very, very, very good. So, you have a lot of pain and a lot of choppy water, and then we're being kind of assisted, being lifted up and going into a better direction with regard to returning this land. There is a King of Earth or Discs involved. Hanged Man. Some kind of sacrifice or the hold up. Maybe this person will address this hold up and of turning it over. Who is in the way? I hope this person is not an obstacle. I hope they are a helper. Oh, here's the battle. The, like, arguing. Somebody arguing, I think, about, you know, the argument of doing so. But there is something new that comes up. I see, like, there's a new situation with that Ace of Wands out of this struggle. And it looks to me like the land has been, like, kidnapped. Seriously. That's what this card is about. Like, when I read on people that are missing and this one comes up, oh, they've been kidnapped. Often this is a kidnap card. It is confinement. It is also confinement for the people, the indigenous people to whom it's supposed to go back to. They do not have full stewardship. Queen of Cups. Our government's such a pain. I see a celebration here with the King of Wands. Or ceremony, because the Four of Wands can be a ceremony. Celebration. There's also a woman, Queen of Swords, and I think it will end up being returned and there will be some kind of ceremony. I see a King of Wands and a Queen of Swords as being key with regard to the completion, with the end card of the world showing up. So to me, how it makes sense that we get the World card that's indicating the completion of a journey or the completion of a cycle. Finally, that cycle where this land should have been never, which should have never ever, we should have never done that. That's horrid. It must be given back immediately, but I see it. We have yet to work through the stupid red tape, but I think it will now in this new era come through. And I see a man and a woman as being key, a man likely of a fire sign or temperament, and a woman likely of an air sign or temperament. That may be key in restoration of this land to the Lakotah people. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice, so I'm going to stop now and put this up. And I'll probably put up another reading. This is a personal interest reading for me, and I don't expect that this one will interest a whole lot of people, unfortunately. But I hope maybe I am wrong. So this one was for my own sanity and positivity, and I do see within this new era that we're turning, we will see traction, and I do believe that land is going to be returned, and I hope before the end of the term. I think it's definitely within my lifetime, and I'm 52, so I don't have a great deal, honestly, left. I'm a paraplegic, so I really don't want to be like in my 90s. I'm just trying to be realistic, and I'm cool with that, you guys. It's all right. No worries. Just being real. I can detach like that. So I think within probably the next, definitely, I'm going to guess and say within 5 years, hopefully sooner, but I'm going to just try that. I'm also going to try using dice and see how accurate that is. It's always an experiment. So we'll see. Anyhow, bottom line is I do see the land being returned. I do believe relatively soon. I do kind of think it's going to be yet an ongoing legal thing, but I see it getting traction to have that land turned over, and that is significant. So, and it will go back to them. So I'll see you in my next video. Hi, just an additional layout that I did just now regarding the Paha Sapa, the Black Hills, which are sacred to not only the Lakotah, but I think Cheyenne and, I'm forgetting, I'm sorry, forgive me for the rest, but there are a number of indigenous tribes that's kind of redundant for me to say indigenous tribes. Well, anyways, that this land is sacred to because it is the center of the universe. It is the key essence of the creation story for them and their people and what they believe as tradition. And this land is truly, I do see it. It's sacred. Comes right here with the star. It is sacred land. And they have been waiting. I feel like this long period of wait for action to be taken to return. And my question that I asked was, would, again, this sacred land of theirs be returned to them within the Biden administration, at least within these 4 years of his administration? The Biden-Harris administration. And I'm thinking perhaps that now that we have Deb Haaland on, who is our first indigenous person to hold office, so she might be able to help. She's not the first to hold office, but the kind of office that she's holding. I'm sorry, my brain is just kind of, let's just roll with me, okay? Anyhow, you know what I'm saying. I really do believe that the sun, which is the final conclusion card, says yes. It is a yes. It is meant to happen. So I do believe that it's just another quick confirming reading on my first little video, and I will splice this one into it, that just confirms that I do believe that possibly within the Biden-Harris administration, we will see this land be returned. 2 extra cards. Yes. This is about learning and studies and honing your knowledge, your skill, your ability. And another 7 of Cups. And this can be associated with dreams and visions and different ways and possibilities of where if there's a problem, solutions, creative thinking, and really interesting, I think, actions chosen. So we need to watch that space, all right? I think it's going to be very interesting with what happens. Princess of Discs, Tower. Well, it would be a great change, but it will be revealing a facade about, I believe, that our government has, and with colonialism, just the way it goes, has laid its truth, which isn't really the truth, out. It's we kind of know that now. And part of that truth is what has been done. That's letting me know that another video I'm working on is finished. The first part of this video, actually, I'm bumping up the sound. I have to use a second set of software. But anyways, you don't care about that. And we'll be going in the right direction. Yep. Believe we will be turning it over. And I think this also shows the reasons for our hanging on to it. I said, but it's the American government who represents us, and we gotta put pressure on them. Is out of also this Eight of Pentacles can be resources. So we know there was gold. There's gold there, and that's again why American government let people come in when this was supposed to not happen, because there was gold. You know, it's like, oh, never mind, we take that back. We're gonna play cat and mouse with this treaty, and it's horrible. And people need to begin to realize that. So I think this is like, here we get some schooling going on about what, you know, with regard to this and to, I think, other treaties, really waking people up about the truth and dismantling outdated ideas or things that aren't quite truthful, that aren't honest, that have stood for a while, that people just took as being the truth, as being so. I really see that coming down. And this is, we will be learning a great deal. And this is learning about how, for resources, what we've done to the people of this land that we stole it from, and what we've done. We need to own up to that. So I do see this land, I feel like, being returned. Ownership or stewardship, being returned to them, being honored. Absolutely. There is some kind of clearing here. Universe is using two major arcana cards for this to happen. Exposing lies and corruption. And this moves us, and I think the time for this to happen kind of opens that window. All right. Where others had abandoned and walked away from it, dealing with it. Maybe other leadership, male particularly. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to see. It's confirmation that I believe it will be returned. This is also there. I think the oppression has got to be acknowledged, and the tactics, the dirty tactics. And the coming into that land, trespassing actually, to steal resources for personal wealth. Here is a female again. I've seen her come up before, I think, in the other reading. This is an end of that painful cycle, of a long, painful cycle. And there is a female figure here. Could be Kamala, but I gotta check out Deb Holland's chart. It's an air sign. Either way, I think it will be returned. she's going to step it up, I think, the process. There's a key female figure there. Maybe more than one, but definitely this one here. She's an air sign, and she kicks it up a notch, I see happening. So, yep. See you in the next video.